Hi everyone and welcome to a new episode of Diagnose Dan. Today we're working on a 2016 Volkswagen Golf with a DSG transmission. Now the customer complaint is that sometimes there is an error message on the dash that says only leave vehicle in park. Now this car has already been to two previous shops. The original shop, a local shop, tried to diagnose the car, but they thought that the problem was within the DSG transmission. So they brought the car to a transmission shop. The transmission shop took a look and they thought the problem was not within the DSG transmission. So they advised the first shop to take the car to me. So that's where we are. So let's diagnose this car together. Now, if we later on want to confirm our fix, we first need to confirm the customer complaint, so we can later confirm the complaint is no longer there, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at the message on the dash. Now, as you can see, we have got a DSG transmission. Now, when I turn on the ignition, we get a message in the dash. And right now, it's in Dutch, but I will show you a picture what it looks like in English. And of course, very typical and very convenient when you need to test drive and diagnose a vehicle, the car needs fuel. In the next step, we're gonna scan this car for fault codes. And in this video, I'll be using the Untitled TS608. Now, let me be very clear, this is not an advertisement for this scan tool. As a matter of fact, I don't really care what brand of scan tool you use. I just wanna show you what's out there. But let's face it, if you're servicing or diagnosing cars, you will need a scan tool. I mean, when you're just changing a tire, you need to relearn the TPMS. Or when you change a battery, you need to relearn the battery. And even when you're changing brake pads, you need a tool that can retract the electric calipers. Now this little tool is quite affordable and it can do it all. It even has a built-in TPMS tool and it comes with 8 brand new TPMS sensors. Now this is my wife's car and it's really time for winter tires. We just had the first snow. Now although this car can store 2 sets of wheels, so the summer set and the winter set, I want to rotate the winter set, and to do that I need to relearn their position. Now although I've got the original Mitsubishi tool to do the job, that tool requires a scan tool and a separate tool to trigger the sensors like this one. Now this little tool has got the antenna built into the scan tool, so I thought this is the perfect opportunity to see how this little scan tool handles the job. I installed the winter wheels, torqued and inflated them to the right specifications. In the next step, I'm going to connect this little dongle to the car, auto ID the car and select Tpms Relearn by OBD. The tool will then ask me to trigger each sensor in each wheel, starting at the left front, right rear and finally left rear. When I trigger the sensor, it will send its ID so the car will know exactly where each wheel is located. After you triggered each wheel, just press OK and the sensor IDs will be stored into the car. It's really that easy. Now this isn't just a TPMS tool, it also has diagnostic and service capabilities. So if you want to reset a service light or if you want to read a fault code, that's not a problem. Now does it have the same capabilities as the more expensive tools, the more premium tools? And the answer is no. Although this is a very good TPMS tool, its diagnostics and service functions are limited. So I wouldn't recommend this tool as your first go-to diagnostic tool. But if your shop is in need of a TPMS tool and you want a backup scanner, this is certainly one I would consider. I scanned the entire car for fault codes, and in the entire car there's only one fault code stored, and that code is stored in the steering column electronics. That's the electronic control unit behind the steering wheel. Now the fault code I've got is the B116229, and the description is selector lever park position lock switch and plausible signal. I diagnose cars for a living, so when I diagnose a car I need to do this as efficient as possible. To get to the bottom of this problem, first I have to familiarize myself with the entire system. Then I have to learn about the topology and ask myself the question, why is a fault code for a gear selector lever stored in the steering column electronics and not, for instance, in transmission? Then I have to find wiring diagrams, I have to do measurements, I have to analyze the measurements, and it could easily take me 2 hours before I know what's wrong with this vehicle. Now in this case, to me, that would be 2 hours wasted because I'm going to fix this car based upon experience. I've seen this issue many times before, I've seen the message on the dash many times before, I've seen the fault code many times before, I know exactly what's wrong with this car. Actually, it's a known issue on this specific model. Now obviously, it's not a known issue to everybody. It wasn't known by the previous shops that worked on this car. Now I love diagnosing cars, but I hate wasting my time on known issues. Now running an independent workshops and working on so many different brands and different types, how could I have known that this was a known issue when I lacked the experience on this specific model? The answer is very simple. Check for bulletins and known repair solutions. Today we're going to use DDTSB, and I will show you how easy it is to find a bulletin. DDTSB contains repair solutions, known fixes and bulletins for all popular car brands you will find on the European market. Now of course you can also find bulletins on the manufacturer's website, but getting access to those websites can cost you thousands per year per brand. Now I'm working on over 20 brands, so for me that's not really an option. Fortunately, DDTSB is very affordable. All bulletins are made by ourselves, and we keep tracking cars even when they're 10 or 15 years old. So when a car develops an issue when it's 10 years old, we know about it and we upload a new bulletin. Now you won't find that on the manufacturer's website, and that's why even dealerships are using our program. Now let me show you how easy it is to find a bulletin. First we need to find the car we're working on. We can either do this by entering the license plate number, we can do this for 13 different European countries, or we can manually search, or we can enter the VIN number. Now in this case we've got a license plate number, so let's enter that to select the car we are working on. After we have selected the right car, let's go to Bulletins, and in the search bar we can either enter a customer complaint or a fault code. Now in this case we have got a fault code. So let's enter the fault code and click on search. And immediately the system has found a match for this specific vehicle with this specific fault code. The system immediately provides me with a huge amount of information. It gives me fault codes, customer complaints, what's causing these fault codes and complaints, in this case a failing switch inside the gear lever assembly. It also tells me there are two different kinds of gear lever assemblies made by two different manufacturers and how to recognize those. It tells me what the message in the dash looks like, and it even gives me a repair solution, in this case even with part numbers. Now normally, to resolve this fault code, you would have to change the entire gear lever assembly, which is very expensive. But Volkswagen made a repair solution which is very affordable with an external switch. Within 30 seconds, I have found all the information I need to fix this vehicle. Now that we've learned from the bulletin there is a repair solution for this fault code, I'm gonna order the new part from Volkswagen and I'll get back to you guys as soon as the new part comes in.
2,000 years later.
So the new part arrived, so let's see what it looks like. It's basically an external switch that you bolt onto the top of the gear selector. It replaces the non-serviceable internal switch inside the gear selector unit. You just bolt on the new switch to the top of the unit and you hook up the wiring in between the wiring that's already inside the car. Now, this part prevents you from having to replace the entire gear selector assembly, which is very, very expensive. So this is a very cheap and very clever solution. So let's install it and let's get this car fixed. I installed the new switch and I bolted everything back together. I cleared the codes and I read them again, and right now we have got no fault codes detected, so that's great. So let's have a look inside the car if we no longer have got that error message. So let's have a look and see if we truly fixed this car. So let's get in the car. Let's close the door. Now let's start the car. We still get a message in the dash, and that's also a known issue, but I guess that's something that the customer can take care of by himself. Now, let's go through the gears. Let's turn the ignition off and on again. So no more fault codes, no more message in the dash. I guess diagnosed then, fixed it again. Let's imagine you don't have access to this kind of information and you lack the experience on this specific model or any other model that comes into your shop. Now let's say you charge on average 75 euros per hour and it takes you 2 hours to figure out what's wrong with this car. That's 150 euros just to figure out what's wrong. Then you would have ordered a gear selector lever because you wouldn't know about the repair solution. That's another 550 euros and another 2 hours to install it. That brings the grand total for your customer to 850 euros. Now let's say the same customer brings the same car with the same complaints to a dealership. The dealership does have access to this kind of information and they have experience on this specific model because they work on it all day long. It would have taken them 1 hour to install the repair solution, and let's say they charge 100 euros per hour. And the repair solution itself, the little switch, is only 40 euros, bringing the grand total to 140 euros, making your shop over 700 euros more expensive if you don't have access to the right information on just this one job. That would have made this program pay for itself twice on just this single job. Now think about that. Well, that's another car fixed, so I can move on to the next one. I really hope this video showed you that your shop can be more efficient and more competitive when you have access to the right information. And the right information doesn't always have to be expensive. Now I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the little bell and you will get a notification each time I upload a new video. And remember, diagnose then, fix it again. See you next time, guys. Scan the car for fault codes, and in this video I'll be using the Untitled. In the next step we're gonna scan the car for fault codes, and Now to get to the bottom of this fault, for a gear selector lever stored in the steering column electronics and not, for instance, in the transmission. Immediately, now that I've learned, DDTSB contains known fixtures and bulletins for all popular